She looked me straight in the eye and said, "You don't belong here." This after I paid for their entire wedding. You know that gut-wrenching feeling when you've poured your heart and soul, and every last penny, into making someone else's dream come true? Imagine paying for your brother's entire wedding, the fairy tale venue, the gourmet catering, the designer flowers, every single lavish detail. You didn't ask for praise, just a quiet seat to watch your only sibling marry the woman he swore he loved. And then on the eve of their biggest day, his bride looks you dead in the eye and snarls, "You don't belong here." That was the moment my entire world cracked open. That was the moment I realized their dream wedding was about to become my ultimate act of quiet, chilling vengeance. And trust me, when the guests show up to an empty venue, that's not even the best part of this story. Stay with me because this is about how a lifetime of being overlooked finally boiled over. My name is Claire Preston. I'm 38, single, and I run a small but successful accounting firm in Portland. On paper, yeah, I've got my life together. A decent income, a quiet home, no major scandals. But if you ask my family, I've always been the responsible one, not the favorite. And let me tell you, there's a world of difference between those two. Growing up, my younger brother Daniel was the son our family revolved around. The baby, the golden boy. Was he smart? Not particularly. Hardworking. Only when he felt like it. But charming? Always. Even when he forgot to feed the dog or brought home detention slips, he was met with excuses. "Oh, he's just a boy." My mother would laugh it off. "Let him be." "You were never like that, Claire." "No, I wasn't. Because I wasn't allowed to be." From the time I was 9 and Daniel was 4, it became crystal clear that my role in the family was to accommodate, to be patient, to give way. My mother's favorite phrase? "Claire, you're older. You should know better." Whether it was letting Daniel have the last cookie, staying quiet when he broke my birthday gift, or pretending not to mind when he was praised for things I'd done first, my life became a series of quiet forfeits. A lifetime of, "That's just how families work." By high school, the gap between us was undeniable. Daniel struggled academically and socially, yet every milestone he hit was treated like a miracle. Me? I graduated with honors, got into a top university on a scholarship, and my parents barely made it to the ceremony. My father had to work, my mother had a cold, and Daniel had baseball practice. I remember sitting there in my cap and gown, watching other families swarm their kids with flowers and hugs, while I smiled politely and told myself it didn't matter. It did. It mattered a lot. But still I never said a word. That was my role after all. Quiet, self-sufficient Claire, the one who didn't need praise, didn't need help, and certainly didn't need to make a scene. So I buried the resentment. I told myself Daniel just needed more attention, that maybe if I kept showing up they'd see me too. After college I built my own life brick by brick. I didn't ask my parents for a dime. I worked 2 jobs, lived in a tiny apartment, and eventually opened my own firm. When Daniel dropped out of college to find himself, my parents didn't blink. When he crashed his car and needed a loan, they sent him $5,000 without hesitation. I didn't ask them why I never got that kind of help. I already knew the answer. "You're the one we don't have to worry about." It wasn't until my late 20s that I realized just how deep that pattern had carved itself into me. Even in my relationships I played the caretaker. I dated a man named Eric for 4 years who routinely made me feel like an afterthought. And when it ended he said, "You're great, Claire. Just not exciting."